We have breaking news from the NHL. Johnny Gaudreau has informed the Calgary Flames he will not be returning. We'll discuss this news coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As you can see, I'm not in my normal recording spot here, but I just wanted to get this video out quickly because the news broke here this evening on Johnny Gaudreau. So he has informed the Flames after a long, what was described as an emotional conversation, that he's not coming back to Calgary, and he will indeed be testing free agency and signing with a new team as early as tomorrow or whenever the deal is struck between him and the new franchise. Calgary Flames General Manager Brad Treliving just recently spoke to the media here just in the last few minutes, described the negotiations as obviously being a long process, described it as something that he doesn't feel is completely about money. He feels this was more a personal decision around Gaudreau and his friends and family. And the word is from most NHL insiders is that the linkage here is that he's likely heading to a Metropolitan Division team somewhere around the Northeast where he's from, whether it be the Flyers, the Devils, or the Islanders. I know the Philadelphia Flyers are super interested, but have had a hard time clearing the necessary cap space. So at this point, unless we see the Flyers making some trades, I don't really know that they can really get this done, but I'm sure they're going to try. The New Jersey Devils have a lot of open space. They only have a few long-term deals like Hischier, Hughes, and Hamilton. Outside of that, most players are only on 1 or 2 years remaining under contracts. They have a lot of flexibility. He would be a great winger for Jack Hughes. So that's another spot. And of course, there's the Islanders on Long Island here. He'd be a terrific winger for Matthew Barzal. Now, like the Flyers, the Islanders and Lou Lamoriello would have to shed some money, but I think they probably have some contingency plans in place to do that. It's just a matter of who goes where. But the Islanders, out of those three teams, have been the most successful in recent years. They've won the playoff series. They've been to the playoffs the most. I think they have the most to offer in terms of winning. But as we can see here, this negotiation and this decision for Johnny Gaudreau is not all about money. I don't know really what's most important to him. That's because we have not heard from him directly. Brad Treliving said it was the family, personal decision to not to return to the Calgary Flames. I know Sportsnet reporter Eric Francis even asked during the media availability, do you think there's any chance he tests free agency tomorrow and circles back? You could consider a 7-year deal. And Treliving said he did not expect that to be the case. So it's done. It's over. Frank Saravalli put information out on Twitter shortly before the press conference got underway, indicating that his sources told him that Johnny Gaudreau had informed the Flames that he's not only testing free agency, but they're not in the mix. I know this is probably going to be something that angers a lot of fans. This has been dragging on for all this time, and here we are, just a matter of a few hours before free agency kicks off, and he just informs the Flames that he's not coming back. So really, this makes you, I can understand why you might be frustrated that he didn't tell the Flames sooner, given the fact that this was not about money. This was more about friends and family and all that. I'm sure that even though he'll probably never acknowledge it publicly, he probably had his mind made up much more than before tonight. Although I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was not an easy decision, that it was a difficult one. I am sure that there is a special place in his heart for Calgary and the Flames. He was a Flame for 8 years, one of the franchise's all-time great players. Was up there in numerous records, and I don't know. We'll see how the fans react to this. I mean, he might get the John Tavares treatment when he returns. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot. It's been speculated for years that he would leave Calgary when his contract's expired and he was heading home to the Northeast to play somewhere, whether it be Philly, New Jersey, New York, like somewhere close to home. And you know what? You can understand why that would be important to him. And I've seen other NHL players, former players, comment the fact that, you know what, I've seen some of them say that they played away from home their entire careers, were away 8 to 10 months of the year. And you can understand why playing at home would be important to him. And I absolutely get that. Brad Treliving said all the right things, that he respected his decision. He said it was disappointing. It was unfortunate for the franchise, but he respects the decision, understands where he's coming from. And he was also asked how they might react into what comes next now that they know Johnny is gone. And he said the worst thing he could do would be to overreact and to make a rash decision in free agency tomorrow. I do tend to agree with him on that front. There are other players that they could look into that could be, an offensive help. But I don't really think there's anything on the market that's really close to comparing to what Johnny Gaudreau has meant to that team here recently. And of course, like I said, Frank Saravalli also said earlier today that he thinks that there's going to be pressure on him now to trade Matthew Tkachuk. He says he wonders if a Tkachuk trade might come next after Gaudreau's gone. He's got 1 year left. Matthew Tkachuk's got 1 year left before he's a UFA. He could force them into a 1 year deal and be a free agent. This could be the same thing happening next year. And I can't see the Flames wanting to go through this again. You can't lose star players for nothing. It's detrimental to the team being able to recoup and move forward. He was even asked too about trading Johnny's rights, and he said that wasn't an option. So I don't really know why that would be. I guess if teams don't want to pay a price to get it, I understand they can talk to Johnny tomorrow and not pay anything. The only thing I could see maybe doing that would be the Flyers, because they might want to send some money to the Flames if they were interested, but that might not be. They might not want to send them what they would want, right? So that's not the easiest thing to do. But at the end of the day, this comes late, near the 11th hour. The long speculated departure of Johnny Gaudreau with the Calgary Flames, unfortunately, comes true. I do feel bad for Flames fans. I've seen other fan bases go through this. I know as a hockey fan myself, I've seen favorite players come and go, and it's not easy. Players, do a lot for the community. They do a lot for the teams, and fans get greatly attached, and it's challenging. And I'm sure there's going to be some unfortunate things said about Gaudreau and by the fan base to some degree. Not everybody's going to react that way, but just keep in mind that if you're a Flames fan, that as much as this might hurt, as much as this feels like it sucks, as much as this feels like it's setting your team back, and all those things may be true, that he's earned his right to test free agency. The way the rules work in the league with the CBA, that's his right. And I don't know if you can really fault anybody for wanting to do what they feel is best for their family and friends and want to be close to home. Just try to keep that in mind. I know that's not easy to do when you're the team that's losing out, but that's really where it's coming from. I don't think it's a case of him hating Calgary or wanting to bolt as soon as possible, but that's just the way it is. That sucks for Flames fans, but it's unfortunate for the franchise. But it's his decision, and it's a tough one, I'm sure. So that's the news on Johnny Gaudreau. Where will he sign? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm predicting it's a Metropolitan team. Just a matter of which one. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't appear to be all about money. So what else is most important to him? If it's winning, I think the Islanders. If he's more excited about the long-term future and helping a team build themselves up, then maybe it's New Jersey. Does he want to play with his longtime good bud Kevin Hayes in Philly? Maybe, but they're going to have to clear some money. So let me know what you think, and we'll discuss it in the comments. There's another video here coming soon as well where I did talk a bit, as I recorded it earlier before this one, talking about a bit about Gaudreau and what the spin-off effects could be. So that'll be posted here shortly, so stay tuned for that as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with everything to do with the NHL trades, free agency, and the crazy off-season moves that is expected to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.